Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's our Formula One podcast, Straight to the Apex. This is episode 6, and the boys are back with another race. Join Mark, James, and Tony, reviewing previous races, talking new races, talking race politics, cars, drivers. It's all here. Everything you could want from a Formula One podcast is here in the Straight to the Apex podcast. Before we get started, while I've got you, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. And if you do have a spare moment, you could leave us a little review. Let us know how much you love the podcast. Let the boys know how much you love their podcast. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, Straight to the Apex.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hello again, and welcome to episode 6 of Straight to the Apex. We're the usual guys, myself, James Stainforth, legend that is Mark Wilkin in the middle.
I remember to say
and
hello
then
this
the
time.
legend that is himself as well, T-Dog Tony Rawson. How are we doing, guys?
Good. Lots to talk about.
Not so bad.
There's so much to talk about.
Well, do you want me to start? I can say. Do you want me to come out with it?
Go for it, go on.
Go for it. Who's starting?
Mercedes fanboys, welcome back. Because your boys are back.
Yeah, we're back.
Mic drop, motherfuckers.
We're back
It was...
until someone crashes into us. But that's for later on.
Yeah, but you...
Nope.
It's frozen.
Better when that happens. We'll get to that.
Real quick now.
You froze. We missed it all. You're still frozen.
Me?
That's fair. You're back. Yeah, you're back.
I don't know what's going on. Apologies,
The
guys.
excitement.
I just find it really funny that I only realised half hour ago as well. Last episode, I was bitching and moaning about go-karting, saying it hurts, I can't do it anymore, I'm getting old. And then 3 days later, we go and say, oh, you know what, let's go karting. And then Tony's like, oh, well, that's my 30th. And I'm like, oh, you know, let's do it. And I'm like, all right.
All right, let's do it.
I don't get it. It's like when you're like, I don't know, like 12 or something, and you get drunk for the first time. You're like, oh, I'm never doing this again. And then 2 days later, you're at it. And it's like, but yeah.
I mean, all I'm going to say is you're going to get schooled again. But I don't want to be that cocky guy out of the three of us. But, you know, let's
I mean, how many times have you actually been to this place, James, in Leeds?
None.
Oh, same here. How many times have you been there, Mark?
Once or twice.
It's only done like a couple of qualifiers.
All I'm going to say is, and this sounds like I'm not a fantastic go-karter. I'm pretty average to all right. But last time I went, a kid turned up with a Fernando Alonso replica helmet, and I qualified pole. He was second, but he absolutely kicked my ass in the race. But I'm all about quality. And I beat him over a lap. So screw you, dickhead. Beat you with fucking replica helmet, looking all fancy Dan. I beat him. But
did you beat him though, or did he just know that starting from second is a much more beneficial position than starting on pole?
He might have knew something I didn't. Which, to be fair, he left me on the grid, and I never saw him again. So yeah, hey, we all have our little battles, and I won my little battle. So we're all right.
I can't wait for a fun-filled day.
You could sound a little bit more sincere about it, Tony. I mean, you know, it's your 30th here, mate.
One good thing for you guys is I have more experience at Craven Park than Leeds. So to be fair, I did have an advantage at Craven Park over you guys because I've been quite a lot of times there. So
you've been go-karting quite a lot then, Mark.
Yeah, so you might be a bit closer to me on the in
Maybe
league.
we should at the race do qualifying or whatever, however it works, and then when it comes to the race, Mark should start last.
Well, I'll
we've
pass
really
you on
planned
that
out
one.
how
So
to
what's the
drive
point?
it. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe it'll be too easy pickings for you, so therefore maybe you need a bit more of a challenge.
Maybe
I'll tell you what, Tony. As soon as it's your birthday, I'll just go Latifi on him and just check him out.
Yes.
You've already
And
said
as
you're
you
going to
go whizzing by, I'll just look at you and just be like, Pete.
Listeners and viewers, they've already tried to conspire against me in the quiz later. So, I'll send you the answers, Tony. Don't you worry.
Hang on. I didn't say I'd send him the right answers.
Oh, well, all right. Fair enough.
We'll see.
We will see.
Can't even guarantee I've got the right answers yet, lads, so this could be a fun one.
DB5.
Yeah. All right, knobhead. So this is episode 6 of Straight to the Apex. I hope you enjoyed last week's. We're going to do a few more of them. We really enjoyed it. As always, massive thanks to Andy and everybody else at CookieCast for letting us do this. Big shout out to the boys. We've got a little bit of an announcement to do as well at some point, which we'll go through later on as well, probably just before we get onto the race stuff. But, well, here we are.
Yep.
So, Spain. Let's start with all the news. What we got, boys?
Don, do you want to go first?
And then there was silence.
No, somebody else can go first if you like.
All right. Well, first one I've got on there. I mean, you already pretty much like stepped straight on it there, Tony. With Mercedes, they've made some big fixes. I mean, they've stopped most of the porpoising now, and it was pretty much just down to the flexi floor. They've still got a little bit of an issue in some of the corners and stuff like that, but the big issue that they said that they had, and obviously they made that ridiculous claim of, if we can just stop the porpoising, we will dominate every race. And it's like, will you though? It looks like it. They've still got a bit to do. They've still got some speed to catch up on, like Red Bull and stuff like that. But, well, the results said it all.
Yeah,
we have little faith on this podcast. We didn't believe them, did we? These clever engineers. You don't know what you're talking about. Turns out they're turning a new floor, and they do know what they're talking about.
Well, sorry guys, I'm just going through my notes now.
I have faith.
You had faith.
I had faith. I said Hamilton will come third, and if it wasn't for the fuck up, which we'll get to, that could have happened. It could have got better.
I mean, the floor was massively different. Like they almost had like a ski on the side when you looked at the comparisons of the flooring. But like you say, what a difference that's made. And I mean, I bet a lot was going on underneath as well that you can't see because they do hide it, etc., don't they?
There will have been.
But yeah, what a great step. I mean, we might actually have 3 cars in a title fight because 2 keep breaking down.
Yeah, it's going to get juicy. I mean, it's been juicy anyway to a degree, but to have a few more in the mix now, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, I got some notes from Ted's notebook here. Big shout out again to Ted.
Shout out, Ted.
One of the reasons that Mercedes never saw the porpoising when they was doing the simulator. Now, I didn't know this, but they've got restrictions on what speeds they're allowed to go at in the simulator.
Yeah.
You've done your homework, young man. You've done your homework, yes.
Big up to Ted.
I have got this down as well, yeah.
Yeah, so because of that, they never knew about it until, pretty much the testing, and then it was like, shit.
They couldn't, on a rolling road, they can't go fast enough to create it, can they? So they just thought they had a shit-hot car. But the good thing is now that, they're still behind, but now they've sorted the bouncing out, 90% of it, they can actually do setup stuff now, which they couldn't do before. They can drop it low to the ground, get the downforce from the new floor. So it's looking positive, isn't it? The only worry was the cooling at the end where Hamilton had to slow down. But I know we'll talk about the race, but is that the zero pods? Because it was hot. Are they going to have this at Qatar, Bahrain?
It was something like, I think it was 49 degrees air temp. Sorry, 49 degrees on the track. It was like 37, 38 degrees air temp. So I thought a lot of cars was going to overheat. And obviously we'll talk about it more in the race, but when Leclerc went, I thought this was the beginning. But yeah, Russell got that warning twice, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. And pretty early and they said to him, like, cool your car. And he went, I'm not following anybody. Like, normally that was the old one. You've got to back off like 5 seconds because you've got to cool your car. And he was like, I'm not following anybody. Yeah, so it's well done, Mercedes. We're back. Yeah. We're back. We can be positive.
Some of the really big news this week as well is with Aston Martin. It looks like all those times that like Seb was sniffing around the other cars and stuff like that we always joke about. Maybe he has been up to something because obviously, well, you've seen the cars, guys. If it weren't for the livery, you'd probably think he was looking at the Red Bull, right?
Did you see what they did though, Red Bull? How petty that they brought green cans out and put it next to their Red Bull one.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I never noticed.
So
was that legit? Was that legit though? Or was that just coincidence?
No, legit. They did it. Christian Horner might as well have smacked at the camera, holding it up, going, "Hey, he's such a baby." But yeah, of course it was legit. They are.
And here we go, folks. Horner's corner.
Horner's corner.
It gets worse. This podcast will get worse for that fucking golden boy, fucking Max Verstappen.
Well, I've got a lot of notes on his attitude as well, yeah.
I was going to say, I think at one point in the race, I must have filled in 3 pages with what he was saying. And I'm not going to lie, I was giggling all the way through. It was brilliant.
Yeah. Referencing something last week we was talking about the budget, weren't we? And we didn't know how much the budget was. So I found out how much the budget was for the year. So teams get $111 million or pounds a year to spend. Now, speaking of 111 million. So speaking of Horner, as we're speaking of Horner, have you seen what he said this week about teams probably won't be able to finish the season on that type of budget?
Yes. He said the top teams or most of the teams won't be able to finish the season and may have to step out the last few races because the budget is unrealistic.
He thinks 7 teams will miss the last 4 races, so he wants it increased. Is it because you've spent all your money, little boy?
I was going to say, is it because you've blown your budget?
Pocket money? Do you need some more money?
I mean, if that was the case, the likes of like Alpine, Haas, Williams would all be sitting there going, "Sorry guys, all we've got to do, just wait out them last 7 races."
Well, that's what the Alpine boss actually said. He said, like,
there'll only be us 3 there.
He actually came out and said, like, "Oh, that's great. That means we'll move up the championship quite a lot."
If 7 teams miss it, though, you can still guarantee Latifi or Stroll will crash.
100%.
There's 6 cars on the track, and they'll still find a way to crash.
Yeah. They'll still crash.
Yeah. The other 5 drivers have gone, and Latifi's crashed into himself. He's on the radio now saying that someone hit him.
He finished, guys. He finished this race. So
well, he did. I mean, Lance Stroll had a bit of an accident, but Latifi was clean. I mean, we should maybe back off Latifi. He's done what, 3 races without having an accident now?
Yeah, we should stop giving him the digs. So we're just looking old now, going on about him and Stroll, and I mean, the only thing that they're being consistent about is that they're unreliable. They're either not finishing the race or when we expect them to crash, like, "Oh no, silly bastard, I'm going to do it now."
Like the Zhao. Oh, bless him. Again, just couldn't even finish. Fucking hell.
But I think that was a similar problem to Leclerc's, don't they? It was a Ferrari engine again.
Yeah.
So, like James said, I thought they was all going to fall. As soon as that first one went, I thought they were going to fall like dominoes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. But yeah, other bit of news, Tony, you'll be really, really happy to hear this. Obviously, it's all been going around today. Monaco could be ending.
What?
No, really?
Yeah, there was in talks today, I believe, because obviously their contract ends at the end of this year.
Really?
I did allude to this.
Yeah,
I'm sure I alluded to this on another episode.
I know we mentioned it on a previous episode, but yeah, the talks have all started about what they're going to do, because a lot of the teams, they have the issue with they're not able to get all of their I can't remember what you call all the equipment. You know when you see Ted walking up and down the pit at the back, and it looks like a converted wagon turned into like
all the
giant
homes and stuff,
like a transformer.
Yeah.
They don't have enough room at Monaco for all of that stuff. I think Red Bull have a floating one there or something.
Yeah, they have station. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're currently in talks. It's been there. It's been there every single year since about 1955, and obviously it's one of the flagstones of F1. A lot of the race drivers still see it as that. Quite a lot of meetings used to go on there to negotiate new deals and everything else. And yeah, this could be it. I mean, it won't be the end of it completely. It might become like some of the other tracks where that it comes in like in a rotation in the European segment. But yeah,
the cars. They keep saying this year about the cars are heavier, more harder to like turn and stuff. They're more like a go-kart. So actually, it will be interesting on Sunday to see if the cars have outgrown the track.
Yes,
that'll be interesting. They will have done. I think that's where it's going. They're 2 meters wide, these cars now.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately.
You can't widen the track, can you? You can't really change anything at Monaco. It is what it is. I mean,
James, next week prove it.
Well, yeah.
Next week's going to prove it, innit?
No, it'll be a great race, won't it, on Sunday? It'll be a great race. It'll be the most interesting one this season.
Well, I did remember you. I see what you did there, but I like the way that you slagged off Barcelona, and it's been one of the most surprising races of the calendar up to now.
Yeah, and like I say, we'll talk about that in the second part. But it is normally a boring race, and everybody said actually we've had quite an entertaining race. So, I've got a bit of sad news that I saw yesterday.
Okay.
Big up to Sebastian Vettel, who got robbed leaving the Barcelona circuit.
Oh, no way.
Really?
Yeah, they took his backpack, but Inspector Vettel they nicked his headphones in his backpack, and the headphones had a tracker on, so Mr. Vettel got on a moped and chased them.
Is this a joke? This is real.
This is he's gonna get another €4,000 bloody fine from the FIA for jumping on a ped.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but yeah, big up to
someone fucking bin that ped, for fuck's sake. He's gonna get himself fucking killed on that ped.
Mate, is the guy, and he gets on Question Time in the week.
Question Time.
BBC. And
what a guy.
Yeah, he's robbed and he chases the bastards. I mean, big up Seb. We've said it before. He's a cool dude, isn't he?
I am warming up to him again. It's nice to see the old Seb. That's not the first theft though this season either, is it? Because I can't remember if it was Norris or Leclerc. One of them had the watch stolen, didn't they?
Norris, wasn't it? I think Norris, because it shook him up.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sad. So shout out to Seb Vettel.
All Formula One drivers, watch yourself.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. I'll make sure you got Find My Phone on. Seb will get you.
Yeah.
On his
Seb will find you.
If you lose anything, just call Seb. He'll find it.
There's going to be like high-class robbers just walking down the streets, and every time they just kind of hear this thing that sounds like a hairdryer going... You're going to be like looking around.
Sod Batman and fucking Spider-Man. Sebastian Vettel is your fucking guy.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, you know what? He was wearing that was part of his outfit the other week, wasn't he? Maybe that was the start.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that's his superhero get up. He's building it piece by piece, isn't he?
Yeah. You don't have like the utility belt like Batman or anything else like that. He's just got his Puma boxer shorts
and his scooter. That's it. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
And his iPhone.
Oh,
What a fucking guy.
What a guy.
So, you guys got any more news for us to go through? Or?
No, man, mainly relates to the race now. News.
Norris. I've got Norris news.
Go on.
Okay.
Wasn't very well this race for some reason.
He had tonsillitis.
He had a bit of a cold. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
Tonsillitis. Yeah. Yeah, he had.
I've got a note of it later on because apparently before the race there was like pumping him full of fluids so that he could get through.
Missed the national anthem.
Yeah. He did the entire bloody race, and then when he got out, he could barely walk. They had to lay him out somewhere just to try and cool him down. He was burning up and everything. So,
well, life being as it is, I think they did about 5 COVID tests on him. He was negative all the time, and doctors declared him fit. And then, got diagnosed with tonsillitis, which is something I've never had. But again, fair play to the kid. You know, you're feeling shit and you're getting rattled and rolled around at 200 mile an hour for however many laps. Again, shout out to good old Lando.
Baked alive in a McLaren.
Yeah. George wouldn't have done it. George wouldn't have done it. He's boring, isn't he, Tom? He'd have just said,
boring.
I'm ringing sick. I ain't racing today.
Unfortunately, I have been overcome by a illness, so therefore I am unable to drive this weekend, and somebody else will have to take over the racing duties this weekend. But hopefully I'll be back in full health for the next race, which is Monaco, in a week's time.
I'm not sure if you're having a stroke right now, Tony, or if your internet's lagging or what.
No, that was my impression of George Russell.
But if it's none of them, that's a piss poor impression. Can I ask? I need your guys. Every time you see Russell being interviewed or anything else like that, do his eyes always look glazed over, like he's about to cry, like he just gets really emotional?
Yeah,
he's from Lincolnshire, isn't he? If he's not on the farm, he's lost. Bless him. Don't know where he is. From Lincolnshire. They ain't got electricity. They ain't got. What's these engine things in the back of my car? He don't know. Bless him. It's all too much for him.
The horses.
It's just all too much. He's like a little schoolboy, like deer in the headlights. That's probably what that look is.
Yeah.
I know we're taking the mick, but I've got to admit I'm really liking Russell this season.
Yeah, I am, to be fair. So, you know, he's
doing a very good job.
We've got a lot of stuff to talk about him in this race as well anyway, so we can't sit here taking the mick out of him too much considering what he was doing in that race, but we'll get to that in a bit, guys. So Quali. So I've got a few. Quali was quite interesting, really. There was a couple of little insights of what might happen in the race with like Max and everything else, but I don't know if you guys thought about it or not, but in Q1, do you think Stroll got a bit of an unsafe release into Norris?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Did they actually penalise him or say anything?
No, in the end, they just said, it's NFA. They just left.
Right. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen this season now? Where and it's going to take somebody to get absolutely mashed into the wall for them to go, "Ooh, that's a bit unsafe. Steady yourself there." It keeps happening.
You're right. There's been a couple of them. I think there was one in the last race as well. I just can't remember who it was now.
I can't remember who it is. I don't want to just guess. I'll get it wrong. But I'm sure there was one.
It's bad enough that we can't pronounce bloody Zhou Guan Yu's name properly in most of these episodes. So
hey, well done. I've been practicing.
I've been doing my own work.
Wow,
I was debating, do I do it now or do I do it as like a bonus point later on in the quiz for the first one?
going in early.
6 episodes in, guys, and we're finally getting it right.
Yeah.
And I've probably still not done it.
Tony's still going. He'll get there.
The only other note I've got from Q1 is, and I just put it down because I thought it was quite funny. All the plagiarism. Yeah, I'm doing like a Dr. Evil plagiarism. All the plagiarism that Aston Martin went through, making the car look like Red Bull and everything, and they couldn't even get into Q2.
I know, 16th and 18th, that's what I've got down. All that reverse engineering, the green Red Bull, and they've gone backwards.
It was only just though, wasn't it? Was it 700s?
They've said, haven't they? They're back at the beginning cycle, so they think that they can develop that style more. So, let's see what's his face, but yeah.
Alonso went out as well. That was disappointing.
Yeah.
And he came out and it was like mixed communication from the garage about how long he's got left or where he needs to be. And then he got blocked off by Norris as well on the second or third to last corner, the last chicane.
But to be fair, he did it to Hamilton on one of Hamilton's laps. Hamilton was on the gravel pretty much. So don't you think this is stupid? They always wait, don't they? They do a first run, come back in, then they do the second run, but they always leave it like, I know, like, if you're last on track, you potentially go faster. But how it ends up being a car park in the last 2 corners, and then they miss it. Just get out early.
That's the excitement, man. That's the excitement. Hamilton went out early, though, didn't he? Did you notice that? He went out, boom, straight away first. And it just adds to the excitement. I think
it's your life, isn't it? Because you're always late, so that's what they're doing. You're the team manager right there. You're like, can we go out now, boss? Just wait a minute. Wait. now go. Oh, shit, I've missed it. Sorry.
If I was having a tea, we would not record a time. That's all. That's what happened. No, wait. No, wait. A minute left. Go.
Well, they're making changes in the quality now as well, aren't they? Where they're asking them not to hang around at the end of the bloody pit exit, aren't they? Saying, because a lot of drivers do that, so don't.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get. But again, it's just more drama, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Schumacher getting into Q3 as well for the first time. He's getting better. He's just getting bad luck in the actual race. I mean, 2 races now. He's been looking at points, and both times he's just fallen at the last hurdle.
I know. I was gutted for him really on Sunday, but like you say, his quali pace is getting better. And I know Norris got his lap time deleted, didn't he? Which is why he was stuck in Q2.
Exceeding track limits.
Yeah, I don't know where Schumacher was at that point, if he'd have got knocked out or not. But again, he's a young driver that's got thrust into it, and I know that they're all like clambering for him to be like his dad, but just let him carry on. He's developing in a good car. It's a lot of
pressure sitting there thinking you're going to be the new Schumacher. It's like, I'm a Schumacher, but
I think he's got a good teacher. He's got a good teacher in Magnussen. I really like K-Mag, as I think he's a hard racer, but he gets a lot from that car.
We haven't discussed Magnussen enough this season either. Really, he's having a kicker as well. But we'll cover that later as well. So Q3, a lot of stuff happened there. Obviously, we started finding out that Verstappen was having his power issues, which they then turned around and said, it's something to do with the DRS, which they clearly didn't fix the next day, which was much to my entertainment when I've got like 4 more pages of notes of Max just spitting his dummy out constantly, and the engineers actually tell him just to shut up and press the button once. But hey, I'm pressing
it one day. It was like that in the car. Press it once.
It's not working. Press it. Press it once, please, Max. Just press it once. Thank you.
You can tell, for a fact, once he took his finger off that button to the speak thing, he just went, "You dick." Like, oh shit, the button's stuck. What have I got? Verstappen losing power. I've got the top 10, which was Schumacher in 10th, which is his first in the top 10 in his career for F1. Followed by Ricciardo, K-Mag, Bottas, Hamilton, Perez, Russell in 4th, Sainz in 3rd, Verstappen 2nd, and Leclerc on pole. And that gets us up and ready for race day.
Can I just say, on the qualifying, Leclerc again, another mistake in Q3. Car spun. I mean, fair play to the kid. He had one shot at it and he got pole. But what did we say about Leclerc? He's got a mistake in him, hasn't
he?
Yeah.
Well, I'll discuss my predictions later on.
Yeah.
But no, right. And on that one, folks, we'll take a quick break here and we'll be back in a second. I'll see you soon.
This meeting is being recorded.
And we're back.
We're back. If
We're all
viewers
back
can
in the
see,
room.
Where are you?
if viewers can see, James has mysteriously gone somewhere. Whose garage are you in, James?
I don't know. I just typed in pit lane and this came up. I thought, yeah, it looks all right. I made sure I want a Red Bull one. There was an option for Red Bull. Like, nah.
What? There's not a whining little shit in the corner. Is that how you know it's not a Red Bull one?
Well, I mean, I'm in the corner whining about it right now, like, but
well, you're in a Red Bull one then.
You're the
possibly.
sun out of
I mean,
Teletubbies,
Horner's
isn't it?
corner.
Horner's corner.
That is the screen for Horner's corner. Yes.
I don't like this back. I thought it'd look real cool. I thought it'd be like when you go on like Teams and stuff like that, where it just like cuts you out and puts you in there, but instead it puts like this circle kind of thing. And one of you guys made a reference of bloody Teletubbies, so thanks for that.
Is there any others? Is there any others? Can you show us any others?
Oh,
we could be here all day.
I don't know how old. If you're old,
He's going to be in some fucking Amsterdam sex shop in a minute, and he's just.
I'm sort of thinking of that scene in Wayne's World where they stood in front of the blue screen and go, "Hey, I'm in Hawaii. A waka waka ho, a waka," and they go, "Oh, I'm Delaware. Welcome to Delaware." What have I got?
Under the sea.
I'm some weird something in San Francisco.
Golden Gate Bridge, weird something. I've cycled across there. Whoa.
Whoa.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I've become an actor in Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
Whoa.
And I'm getting notched off by Sandra Bullock in Gravity.
Are you doing these links so that Tony gets picked up on Pornhub? Is that what you're doing? Because you keep talking about, that's two sexual things you've dropped in now. Are we trying to get hashtags and get Pornhub picking us up?
What, me?
Yeah, I think you've both done one now.
What, in this episode?
Yeah. Tony said something about the red light district, and you're talking about special time
with
Sandra Bullock.
Maybe. Parental advisory notice right now. Explicit content.
Sorry, listeners.
Mate, after your rant in like episode 4, Tony, I think everyone's aware that this has got a lot of like PG warnings and stuff like that. Don't let your kids listen, and if you do, just skip through minutes 15 to 20.
Then 25, then 30, then 40.
In fact, whenever you hear Tony talk, just mute it.
Yep. If we had a beep machine, it'd be going off constantly.
Oh, we did have one. We broke it on the first episode. Just start the button clean off.
You guys.
So I mentioned earlier there's a little thing going on that I wanted to talk to you about. So the guys at CookieCast are putting something together now because I wanted to build up the subscribers and everything else like that. We really want to be getting those numbers up. So from now, well, at least from our episode that we made the announcements, it's already been going on in the background as well with some of the other videos that CookieCast bring out. Everyone who subscribes up to the first 100 are in for the chance of winning one of two. You have to forgive me because I can never remember what these things are called. I'm a Google person, not Alexa. An Alexa Bliss Funko, whatever the hell that is.
Do you like wrestling? It's a wrestler, apparently. I don't know anything about wrestling. But if you like wrestling, Cookie Cast do have a podcast about wrestling, and this is their prize.
Yeah, now I seem like an absolute idiot because I just saw Alexa and automatically went to the smart speaker. Yeah,
I don't think we're that highbrow yet. We're giving away smart speakers. I mean, we've stepped our game up, haven't we? We really are at the big leagues. We're giving away smart speakers.
I think this is worse than the DB5, DB6 fiasco I had last week. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to nail this. I'm not going to make any slight, stupid little boo-boos. And there I go.
So it's not a smart speaker?
No, it's not a smart speaker.
It's a Funko Pop character, one of them little bobbleheady things.
Right. Well, that's done two things then. For one thing, it's made me look stupid because I've automatically thought smart speaker. And for another thing, it's shown my age because I didn't realise what a Funko was.
We all learn. Every day is a school day. Every day is a school day.
Move on quickly. Just move on quickly. Just move on. Like and subscribe. Available on all platforms apart from Pornhub. Move on. Move on.
Still looking at Tony, yeah?
Yeah.
Move on.
So, first thing I've put in my notes here, it's hot. Left it at that. I'm like, yeah, that's a good start. What was it? Some of the experts were saying that there's going to probably need 3 pits due to the temperature of the track. You know, it's going to make the tire degradation go down. Russell's seat was apparently too hot for him to even sit in.
God.
Perez had to go to have a shower and try and cool down, and Max was walking around wrapped up in ice packs trying to just keep the temperatures down. It was ridiculous.
Didn't work because he got quite hot under the collar in the race.
Yeah, he got a little bit heated, didn't he?
Just a little
bit. I was talking to a friend today, and he was another lucky sod who managed to go to the race this weekend. And when I asked him, "Oh, what is it?" the first thing he said was, "It was hot."
Really?
He said it was something like 16 degrees hotter than it usually is at that time of year because it was like 37 degrees, wasn't it, or something? But
yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I got really excited when that happened because I thought, well, you know what? You know, the issues Red Bull was having, in quali and stuff like that. You know, are we going to have a lot of engines overheat? Our tyres going to lose the grip a lot more. We're going to have people getting all, sliding all that, which we pretty much did. We had a couple of them going off on like turn 4.
From a gust of wind.
From
crosswind or something.
Right there. Stop.
What?
Right.
What?
If there's anybody to speak about wind, excessive wind and accidents, it's me.
This is why I don't think you can speak about it, because you're clearly not an expert when it comes to wind. I mean, you gambled and you lost.
You don't know the difference between wind and having an accident. You don't know the difference.
I span and carried on.
I just love the fact that this still becomes a topic every week.
I know, but also you didn't spin.
We'll find something else. Don't worry. We'll find something else. Don't worry. Somebody will top it.
No, they won't. You've peaked, mate. We're not topping that.
We will. No. Somebody will. Somebody will.
No, this is what we like about you, Tony. You'll always come in like the episode that you drove. You always come in and you set the bar right up there, and we can never get there. So well played, Tony.
Yeah, well played.
Thank you.
We'll always stay in your shadow. When it comes to shitting yourself, we'll stay in your shadow on that. Well, actually, no, we probably won't stay in your shadow in fairness, especially in downwind. But
I'm not staying downwind of that. No chance.
Mine are never silent, but they're always deadly.
But yeah, what have I got? Alonso, even though how we did in quali and everything else like that, he had to start at the back of the grid, making a few changes to his power units. And what else have I got? Pretty much after that, I've got the race start and then just 7 pages of Max Verstappen spitting his dummy out, throwing his toys out the pram, and then being told stop being a sissy bitch and get on with it. Which, in fairness, got told the same thing pretty early on.
Yeah, it was a decent start, wasn't it? I think they all started pretty well. It was
Yeah.
quite even,
Thanks.
wasn't it? I don't think anyone really made a lot of places up. It was all quite even from the start. I think only Science started.
Sainz struggled, didn't he? He lost his
Yeah.
anti-stall, didn't he? And
Yes.
lost, I think, about 2 spots.
And then a tiny bit of wind blew him off, and that was it. He was done. Then it got Max.
Just can't drive the Ferrari.
Just for the record as well there, Mark, that was your third sexual innuendo you was looking for.
Oh, was it? Well,
I'm glad you're taking note, James. I'm glad you're taking
note. He got blown off on turn 4.
Well, we've all had one. We've all had one.
PG-13 here.
Here we go. Educational as well. Yeah. I'm starting to lose faith in Sainz. I don't think he's as good as what I thought he was.
He can't drive the car. He can't handle the car. The setup of the Ferrari, he can't handle. And I think Ted's notebook again, shout out Ted, he alluded to it, that it's more for Leclerc. Leclerc can handle the car. Sainz cannot handle the car.
I was just about to say the same kind of thing. I was going to say, is this like Red Bull where they make the car for one of the drivers and the other one's just got to try and make do with it?
Can I just shout out for the listeners when Tony was talking about Sainz can't handle the car? There was quite a lot of head and arm movement, so it was acting. He can't handle the car. Can't handle the car.
Yeah. Can't handle it.
No,
can't handle it.
I think you're right. It's Leclerc's team. It's Max's team, and I don't think whoever's in that second car will ever get to grips with that car. I think you're absolutely spot on. Because Sainz isn't a bad driver, is he? He's, he showed
not
it
usually,
at Rosso. He showed it at Red Bull. He showed it at Renault.
But he was doing well at the start of the season as well. I mean, it was looking like, Ferrari was just going to dominate it with both drivers. And then as soon as he extended his contract, it was all of a sudden just meh. And I don't know.
He's battling with a car. He's been very unlucky in the season. We've been very harsh on him. He did all right. To be honest, he had a bad start. Held his own.
He had a good race.
Place. He did have a good race, to be fair. He kind of rescued it, didn't he? He rescued it. Yeah, so...
Past Hamilton, who was red hot, but he had a bit of a problem at the end.
That was the next thing I was going to mention, actually, the Hamilton thing. So obviously, one of the other things that happened pretty early on as well was Magnussen clipping into Hamilton. And I think they both got a puncture.
No, just Hamilton got a puncture, I think.
I know Hamilton had a slow puncture, didn't he?
Yeah. I think Magnussen just went on the gravel and had dirty tyres, but I didn't agree with him on the radio saying that Hamilton did it on purpose. It was
pussy.
It wound me up a little bit because I mean Hamilton's comment was "fuck, I've been hit," and Magnussen turned around and went, "He just hit me."
No, he didn't.
This is a different. This is the caveat between you two. He's just like. Because one of the first one of the first. It was really early on anyway.
It was first lap.
Lewis was on the inside.
9 times out of 10, it's automatically just seen as a racing incident.
Yeah.
It's always that kind of thing.
Can I use this point to rant about Hamilton? Because I'm going to be very negative about him after that crash.
I know what you're going to say. And I think a lot of people agree with you.
Considering his mantra is never give up and still we rise and all that bollocks. Oh, I think we should retire the car and save the engine, boys. Fuck off. Like, you're a racer. I'm sorry. And I know we talked about it, and James, you kind of had the view of you kind of see where he's coming from. I just think that was, considering where he finished, how defeatist is that on lap 1?
Well, absolutely. When he said it, all I thought was, you know what? You've fallen pretty far back. You know there's damage to the car, and it's hot. So do you just limp it through and do what you can? Try and save the engine, get the bodywork all fixed and everything for next week, and go for it there. or what. But obviously the engineers, well, they already knew. I mean, straight away they went, no, it's all right, Lewis. We think you're going to get P8 if you carry on at this.
Yeah.
And when you look back on it, I mean, I've gone through sector times and everything. They know what they was doing. There was, in my eyes anyway, I think the reason they said no, you're staying out because you're going to do P8. That I think one of the reasons they did that is, well, for one thing, to boost him, get him back to where he was, which it fucking worked, and also piss him off a little bit because Hamilton drives better when he's pissed off.
He does. And considering he had a damaged car, like, they said that obviously there was a bit of damage to this new floor. His pace was absolutely phenomenal. Like, he was on similar age tyres to Sainz, and the speed he caught him near the end of the race. And like I say, he does drive better angry. But, what do you think, Tony? Because I just think the attitude of that was so defeatist.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that because he's a guy who is exactly like you say, Mark. Never give up, will always rise against all adversity. World champion, and he's proved that rising up will not be defeated against the grain or BLM, all that stuff. And he was like, he bottled it, like straight off the bat, just bottled it. Which I was like, what? And I think that left a lot of people.
The greatest thing for him to say, like I said, there was a part of me that kind of understood at the time when he said it. I was kind of like, I can see maybe what you're thinking, but then at the same time, you can also think you haven't had the greatest season. Your confidence is shot.
But I think straight away, as soon as he said that, you're like, and then you're like, but your first reaction is, whoa, did not expect that from you.
But he's done it quite a few times. He has this, like you say, I think that he has this little defeatist attitude, and his engineer just goes, no, carry on. And then, like I say, I think he gets pissed off, and then all of a sudden he's just like unbelievable. But regardless of everything, they've had a crap season. You basically had 50-odd laps testing that new floor.
Yeah, you've got nothing to lose.
If you last, at least you've got loads of data to take back and you can improve. But to just say, oh, after lap 1, I'm done, lads. Like, come on.
Yeah.
All I can put it down to is just hot head at the time. That's all I can think. Just instant reaction, and that's what he said.
Yeah.
Tony shot himself, and he never give up. You know what I mean? He carried on till the end.
Exactly.
Never give up, even when
that's the point. I don't remember Tony leaning into the microphone and going, "I think we should let my trousers have a rest in this race, guys." He's like, no, I'm going to do it.
I mean, yeah, I suppose it wasn't like 40 degrees in this room, and we weren't going to save for the next 2.5 hours, and no fluid, no nothing.
We're going to mention it all the time. Like we're literally going to mention it all the time now. Anytime we can shoehorn it in, get it in.
Up to episode 100 anyway, at least.
He'll do something stupid before then, so we'll talk about something else.
It's going to take a couple of seasons to get to that episode, but we'll be there.
Shut up. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. Toto at the end said he had the best car and he had the fastest car. And if that hadn't happened, it would have been right up there, which I agree.
That's what I was about to say when I was looking at the sector times. Obviously, it's only average laps, but in all 3 sectors, I mean, in sector 1 and 3, Hamilton had the fastest average lap. Fastest average times in sectors 1 and 3. I think he was 4th or 5th in sector 2. But in all 3 sectors, his average time was faster than Max.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying the other week, Mark, when you were saying, that they're saying if it can fix a porpoising, they could pretty much dominate it because of the speed and that. Maybe. I mean, if he hadn't have had the damage to his car, I think he'd have had Russell.
I do. Yeah, I do.
That's the biggest shame of this race. And I knew it straight away when it happened. Not only because I had him as third in our little mini league that we've got as well, but I was like, fuck, like, because in quality he was going quick, and in a race it's different. Anything can happen, and obviously it happened the wrong way. So what will be will be. So, let's see what happens.
After this point in the race, going in my notes. By the way, I've got it's a Looney Tunes thing. I didn't pick it. My 3-year-old son did, but you know what? He picked it for me. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah. I've got about 3 pages, and it's all Red Bull drama, and it's really wound me up. This Red Bull stuff.
Go on.
Let's go. Let's dig in.
Let's start with your Mercedes wide, boys. What are you going to start with? Go on.
Perez. He was shat on.
No, he wasn't.
100%.
Why are people saying this? Why are people saying this? Shut up.
Here we go, mate. Hang on. No. Wind your neck in before you shit yourself again. So, Perez was struggling to overtake Russell. So Perez is told, look, if you can't get past him, let Verstappen get by you and let Verstappen go by.
Yep.
Verstappen couldn't get by. And then all the DRS issues happened, which we'll get to shortly. And he gets a good 10, 15 laps to try and do this with the DRS drama he's got. And the only reason Perez eventually gets by is because Perez has to go onto the radio and tell the engineers, tell Max to get out of my way. I'm faster. I can do this.
And Verstappen pits, and then at the end gets by within a lap.
Yeah. And then at the end again, he's sitting there in P1. Max is in P2, I think. And all of a sudden, let's just pit these.
We're on a different strategy. We're on a different strategy, Sergio.
Oh, that was it, yeah. We're on a different strategy. So just let him go by. And it's like, no, you're just saying this so you can get out of this whole kind of, we're just doing team orders. Mate, you're doing team orders. And it's bullshit now.
Perez will not win the championship at Red Bull. And he's good enough to win the championship.
Perez is pissed off. I mean, his comment at the end when they're doing the last lap, the slow lap kind of thing, the cool down, and they're talking to him on the radio. I know Perez says, "Look, I'm happy for the team, but we'll talk later."
Yeah,
he's not happy.
They've got a good second driver in that team, but you're going to piss him off because literally the golden child, it'll get fixed for him. What are you nodding for? You've just disagreed with him. What are you nodding for, Tony?
Because Max is the golden child. Max is the number one driver.
So you
always get.
So you think it was right? So you think it was right what they did to Perez twice?
Yes.
Why?
Because Max is the number one driver at Red Bull, so we'll always get priority. Always. There's always a number one. And there's always a number two. Always.
You know about number twos.
Bottas had it. All them seasons at Merck. Bottas was that guy.
Not
Sainz
as much.
is that guy.
Not as harsh as
not as much. And usual Mercedes did do it. It was towards the back end of the season, the last couple of races when it was like, Hamilton just needs this one to get the championship. So let's do team orders. We'll swap them around. But a lot of the time with Mercedes and a lot of the other teams as well, they don't really care if the number two driver is the faster one, let him race.
Until Mercedes always used. Sorry, Tony. Mercedes always used to do. If Bottas was out of championship contention, that's when he gives the place up. Until that point, they were free to race, like Rosberg, Hamilton, Bottas. This is race 5, race 6, and already the eggs are in the Max Verstappen basket. And like you said, his DRS wasn't working. Why wouldn't you back the horse that was fully fit? Because it's points for the team. I don't get that. Like Perez's car, nothing was wrong with it. You've got Max that's got an intermittent DRS, but you're still putting him first. That's where I disagree.
And that's my point. I mean, last year, granted, they got the driver, but they didn't get the constructors.
No.
But they've got two good drivers, and they don't normally the number 2 driver, and they don't have much luck. Gasly,
Albon.
Albon, sorry, yeah. And they've all done so much better at the other teams. Obviously Gasly went to AlphaTauri and stuff like that. But yeah, as soon as they have a couple of shocking races, that's it. They're gone. They're sacked.
Yeah,
pretty much, or they move to the sister club. But they've got Perez there, who's putting up a bloody fight in a car that's probably is built for bloody Verstappen. And yeah, if he's got the faster car, if he's got a fully functional car with DRS and everything, get him up there. Get both cars over the bloody, checkered flag and everything. Get the points. Get your championship as well, and get the drivers. Max is going to win more races. So what if he doesn't win this one? He comes second. Points are points.
Of course it is.
I do feel for Perez, but I just think at that team, Max is number one. Max is number one. Even in this race is a perfect example. But Max is the golden child. He's the number one. He's the face of the sport at the minute. So he's going to get priority. I agree with you. Maybe in this scenario, they should have raced. But I think Red Bull will look at this and go, right, this has happened. This was right. This was wrong. Maybe we should have done this. These are the reasons for whatever. Let's move on. If this happens again, this is what we're going to do.
They'll do it again.
But for me, it's always going to be Max is the priority. When push comes to shove, it's always going to be Max's priority. And Max,
it's always been like that with Red Bull.
Yeah, you're
look
right.
At Mark Webber and Vettel.
Yeah.
When they went into the cooling room, and I can't remember what it was that Webber said. It was the radio call.
Multi-21.
That's the one.
Yeah. So they were meant to finish 2-1.
He just kept saying to him, going, mate, it's multi-21. He was like, yeah. Whatever.
He was like, yeah, so
it's always been like that with Red Bull, but they've got to sort it out, because like I said, they've got two really good drivers there. And granted, I'm not the biggest fan of Max, but he is a good driver. And you've got Perez there, who we've said quite often on this, is probably a better driver.
All round, definitely.
And if he's not happy with it by the end of the contract, he'll just be like, you know what, I'm going to go elsewhere now, because all the other clubs are going to be watching him and thinking, he's putting up a fucking fight here.
Hasn't Perez just signed a contract though?
I think he might have done. Yeah.
I think he's just signed a contract. Hence why he came on the radio at the end and said what he said. I'm happy for the team, but I need to speak to somebody later.
I think the other thing that really can't, it was almost upsetting, but someone interviewed Perez afterwards and said, "Oh, you're a great team player." And it's like, you shouldn't really be. No, don't sit there and say to someone you're a team player. It's like you're in the team, but that's it.
Yeah, I think it's going one way this year. Perez, if they keep doing this, which they will, Perez and Max will crash.
Yeah.
Which great for us, but great for us. But I felt for Perez because
Silverstone.
That'll do. Max wouldn't have been ahead of Leclerc in the championship, but like you say, it's early doors. You've closed the gap. Leclerc's broke down. It's all about Max. Like Helmut Marko, Horner, they all absolutely idolise Max. And do you know what? I think they're scared of his dad, because Josh is always there. And I think if they didn't swap it, he'd probably start getting angry. But like you say, I do feel for Perez, because he did everything right to win that race.
Yeah.
So
anyway, some of the...
Look at the way Max acts. Look at the way...
Well, that's exactly what I was coming to now, because obviously we've got to go through it, because obviously this was the massive battle for either third or fourth one. It was between Russell and Max, and it went on for
great
ages. Russell was putting up a really good fight, and the same tactic pretty much on the same turn every lap. Just after the DRS zone, it was just like, I'm just going to swerve in, but I'm going to come back out. And he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was taking the race line and that, but it held them off for ages. And yeah, the DRS, fucking brilliant. Max just every lap was getting more annoyed, and it was going. The DRS worked on that lap, Max. I know the fucking DRS worked.
You turned it off.
Yeah, the DRS didn't work on that one. I know it didn't fucking work. And it's like, we think you turned off the DRS on that one, Max, because I'm pressing it 50 times. What? Try pressing it once, Max.
Like, off the curb. No. Try pressing it when they're bouncing on the curb. Yeah. Don't you
get off the curb first, then press the button, but once.
Don't you think this is a pattern? Every race last year, Red Bull did something to the rear wing in between qualifying and the race, every single race. And they was having a go at Merck for flexing wings, yet they changed something. They reckon this year they've took weight out of the actuator and the mechanism.
Yes.
But I just think they're up to something, because apparently
I do.
It's come out today. Their fuel was too cold for Spain, and nothing was being done. I didn't know this. I didn't know this at the time. They were laid out to the grid, and obviously Max was getting worked on his rear wing, but Perez was also late, and they reckon that the fuel was really cold, and they had to sit in the garage warming the engines up before they was allowed out.
So I thought it was doing it to try and keep out of the heat, but
no, apparently the fuel was like they've been freezing the fuel, which gives them a higher top end speed because it's thinner.
Ooh. A lot of tinkering.
There's a
lot of tinkering.
They're in Parc Fermé. How are they getting away with tinkering with a rear wing every race, and then it still fails? Watch this bit.
Only other thing I've got really for the race, I mean, we've already kind of touched on Perez saying, we're going to talk about this later and stuff like that. Is Hamilton. I mean, we touched on it at the beginning, saying, he kind of spat his dummy out. That's not like him. But the recovery he made at the end, and then both Mercedes, on I think it was a second to last lap, wasn't it? I mean, because we all saw it. You're watching the race, and all of a sudden, you're seeing that interval between Hamilton and Sainz just reducing. It's like, what's going on there? Is he saving the battery or what? And then all of a sudden it comes on the radio saying, risk of DNF. You're going to have to lift off and coast. It's like, oh, shit. And then about 30 seconds later, Russell gets the same thing on the radio. And it's like, I mean, luckily Russell had a bigger interval, so he was able to keep his position. But, for Hammy, I mean, it was inevitable, wasn't it? And it was in the end. Sainz managed to get his spot back, but
he did murder the car, Hamilton, didn't he? It was very quick. It was the fastest.
He had to make the car work.
Surely that's going to take his toll.
But I don't think that's got anything to do with the issue he had, because Russell had the same issue.
Yeah,
but he's been racing hard as well. He got third.
Yeah, it was racing hard with Verstappen, so maybe they were pushing too much. Yeah,
I mean, that first time Verstappen overtook him, Russell got the spot back, didn't he? So
yeah, he did, yeah.
Possibly. I mean, maybe there was driving the cars too hard.
Leclerc. Let's talk about Leclerc. I mean, gutted.
Yeah. What was it? I've got it.
I hate it. Just crap.
I completely forgot. I skipped that part. It was like lap 29. 20. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Lost power. It just happened suddenly because he had like a 30-second. It kind of threw me off at first because Perez went in for his pit, and there was like a 30-second gap between the two of them. So it was like, if Leclerc goes in now, he'll still come out in pole, and he didn't, and that was weird anyway. And he went in a couple laps later, and he got a pretty good pit time in fairness. But yeah, a couple laps later on, wasn't it? And it got his gap back. He'd pitted. He'd got his gap, and then all of a sudden you said on the radio, just going, and that was it. It just went.
Well, on the replay,
that Ferrari's going slow. Sorry.
On the replay, you had the turbo go, didn't you? It kind of ran, and that was it.
But even the steering display, it just all shut off, didn't it? It just the whole thing went.
Oh my God. Horrible.
What a good weekend. Well, it just wasn't a good weekend for Ferrari in the end, and You got to feel for Leclerc when he was having a race like that.
Yeah.
That's worrying. It's worrying though.
Well, they've built a fast car, but it's crap on tyres and it doesn't last. And there he was saying that the championship was done. Anything can happen. Just like our championship. Just like our championship.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the next part. Yeah. So what have I got? So for the race, it finished with Tsunoda in 10th, Alonso 9th, Norris 8th, Ocon 7th, Bottas in 6th, Hamilton in 5th, Sainz 4th, Mr. Consistent Russell in 3rd, Perez in 2nd, who also had the fastest lap, and Max in 1st. That's actually put Max in the lead for the championship now. There's still only 6 points between him and Leclerc, but he's pipped it. Leclerc 104, Perez 85, Russell 74, Sainz 65, Hamilton 46, and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, interesting.
Very interesting.
Alpine getting points there. Nice, Alonso, Ocon. Oh, that was impressive.
Yeah,
I think Alonso's got it. He's got it. It's just unlucky in quality. I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna be up there.
Actually, I've just seen this in my notes and I forgot about it. I've just made a note. Alonso was calling the Miami stewards incompetent.
Oh yeah. And he's going to get into trouble for that, isn't he?
And that's literally what I put. Alonso called the Miami stewards incompetent. Then I'll just put, is he done? Do you think this is it for him now?
He does like a rant.
When his contract's up, that's it. He's out.
Probably because maybe he's getting frustrated again, like he has done previously with Honda and McLaren, and maybe this is his way, innit? Spits his dummy out, pet lip goes out, and that's it. He starts having a little rant.
Aye, keep an eye out on that one for the rest of the season, right?
Definitely.
Right, we're going to take one more quick break, and then when we get back, we've got Monaco to discuss, our predictions, and a little bit of a quiz as always, and hopefully Tony absolutely destroys Mark.
Best get Googling in this break. Best get Googling.
Right, I'll speak to you shortly.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
This meeting is being recorded.
And we're back again. Not much more to really cover, guys. Obviously, the standard kind of go through the predictions, giggle a little bit at them for now. Quiz, and then we'll talk about the next race. So, where do you guys want to start? Should we start with last week's predictions and where we currently stand, and then
can we skip over that bit? Can we just quickly skip over that bit and do predictions for Monaco?
Oh,
we should leave that till the second to last thing before we talk about the race next week.
What?
I think it would lead nicely on to Monaco.
All right. Okay. Well, let's
do the current standings from the last race. Do the quiz. Talk about Monaco. Then do the next predictions, like we normally do, because that is a structure.
Well done. So let's quickly whiz through these.
Don't have one.
Let's go through these predictions from Spain.
I'll just do mine and Tony's, Mark, and we'll go through yours in detail because there's a lot to discuss with yours.
I'll do mine now.
Well, let's start with you then, Mark. Anyway,
that's it.
There's a lot to discuss with your predictions there, Mark. So you went Leclerc, Verstappen.
That was wrong. Norris. Was wrong. Yeah, that was wrong.
Yeah. So you got absolutely jack shit.
Nil point.
So you had a really you had a really good one the week before. Actually started catching us up, making me a little bit nervous, and then just had a shocker.
I got cocky. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I did the week before.
I've embarrassed myself. I've embarrassed my family. I feel like us in the Eurovision 2 years ago. No fucker voted for me. I'm shit. All I can do is apologise and hope that Spaceman rescues it this week.
You know what? I'm really glad that this is all being recorded because I'm just going to keep this little bit of the podcast. Scrap the rest of the podcast. I'm just going to listen to this bit on loop.
What, me being humble?
you just be like, I'm really ashamed.
Yeah,
I'm just awful.
Do you know the worst thing about it? I actually didn't look in my book till yesterday, and I thought I'd done really well.
Oh man, that makes it even better.
I actually thought, obviously, wishful thinking. I thought, I'm sure I did Verstappen to win, and I'm sure I did Perez second, and then I went rogue for the third one, and then I opened my book and I was like, yeah, I didn't do any of that, Mark. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah. I know I moaned earlier about Red Bull doing the team orders kind of thing in a very different way because of different strategies and stuff like that, but it helped me out quite a lot with my predictions. So we'll come to me. Tony, you went Max for the win. Leclerc second and Hamilton third. I went Max for the win, Perez second, and Sainz third. So didn't do. Oh, see, this is the thing about people who think that they're gracious winners, but they're just bitter losers. But you keep going. I'm gonna have to watch it on YouTube as well because I can't hear you on the podcast now, but I can see you doing that shit. So yeah, Mark, you went in with 7 points and came out with 7 points.
Yes.
Tony, you went in with 7, came out with 10. I went in with 8, I came out with 13. Just for the benefit of the people listening and not watching on YouTube, I'm doing a little victory dance right now. So, yeah, I've got a bit of a comfy cushion again, but I'm still not going to be daft with my predictions. I can't do that.
No.
Not yet, anyway. Maybe in a bit.
No.
So, what do you reckon, guys? Quick quiz?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hell yeah.
I need to, salvage something from my.
You need to salvage. Do you want me to send you the answers, Mark, just so that you can, maybe win this and feel a bit better? I can't guarantee they're the right answers, but I'll send you some.
Yeah, why not?
So the first one's B. Right, so 6 questions, guys. 3 of them are just a little bit of random stuff. And the last 3 are all based around Monaco because that's going to be the next race. So, question 1. This is the closest to right gets the point. So, who wants to go first?
Don't I?
I'll go first.
Yeah,
You happy with that, T?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Red Bull have got the fastest pit stop this year in Australia. What is it to the nearest 100th?
Good question.
This is something I do actually get watch as well. Ooh, I think it's 2 point. Ooh, I've got to think of Mark's guess though as well, haven't I? Ooh.
No, just go for yourself. You just.
I think it 2.2
2.2 what?
seconds.
Well, no, I know it's not second. I know it's not minutes, mate, but 2.2
seconds.
2.25, 2.26, 2.27, 2.28.
We're going that accurate, are we? Right, okay.
Yeah.
You never get the 100th though, do you?
I even said in the question, even though it was in the question, nearest 100th.
It did, yes.
I'm sorry, I just
2 point.
assumed your knowledge of digits, but it's okay, don't worry, we'll go
Look,
hundreds.
I may not know what an Alexa Bliss Funko is and an Alexa speaker. I know numbers.
No, I've seen pictures and I still don't know what that is. But subscribe anyway. You'll find out. If you subscribe to the channel. Yeah. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Get on YouTube, like Cookie Cast, subscribe to it, and you may find out.
You'll win something. You have no idea what it is.
Yeah, and you'll probably find out quicker than I do anyway.
Yeah, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah, what you got, T-Dog?
It's 2.23. 2.23.
Okay. Marky boy.
Fucking hell, I don't know.
2.35.
Ooh. What do you say, Tony? 2.33?
No, fuck that.
No.
2.23.
Sorry, 2.23. That was it. And to Mark, you said 2.35.
Yeah.
I'm writing this shit down because motherfuckers done me before with maths, so I'm just gonna. Sorry, I swore again, didn't I? Sorry,
Yeah.
so sorry for the.
The right answer was 2.27.
Is Tony done me there? Tony's
Tony's done you there.
Oh dear. Right, okay.
1 to Tony. Touched on it a little bit earlier on with the plagiarism thing. So McLaren was fined £100 million and had all of the points stripped from the Constructors' Championship for holding race data on Ferrari. What year was that?
Oh, is this closest wins again?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, let's go closest wins, but Mark, you've got to go first this time, buddy. Sorry, right. So McLaren was fined £100 million and had all of the points from the Constructors' Championship stripped from them for holding race data on Ferrari. What year was that? Closest year for the point, and Mark goes first.
I have a year in my mind already.
I'm gonna say 2012.
Okay. Did he?
This came to me, I don't know, 2005?
Ooh, it was 2007. Tony, you got 2 points. You're doing it, boy. Mark, I promise you, I have not sent these answers to him at all.
I'm
Get
not
in there. Get in.
I am enjoying this, but this is happening legit. Right. Question 3. Let's go with fastest finger. So whoever shouts a name first gets this one. So in the same year, for McLaren, Hamilton, who I found really interesting and really funny to read it as this up-and-coming rookie at 22, was looking to win his championship, and he lost it to Kimi Räikkönen. How many points did he lose it by?
20.
Go on.
5.
Okay. Mark can check this because it's wrong.
It could be closer. I could be closer though, surely. I'm not going to say anything. It's your quiz.
Part of me thinks it was really close, like closer than that. But I'm going to say 8.
It was 1 point.
Was it 1?
No!
He literally lost it by 1 point.
But no, it can't. That's just too gimmicky.
The Tony gets that point as well, then, does he?
No, that was a fastest finger, that one. I wanted to
okay.
throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. But Tony, you've still got the lead with 2-0.
Yeah.
Right. 3 questions on Monaco, guys.
Breathe, Tone. Breathe.
All right. So, who holds the record for the most wins at Monaco with 6?
Mark, Ayrton Senna.
It was Ayrton Senna.
Oh, fucking bastard.
You haven't read the book yet. That's why.
That
Not that far into the book yet, Tony, I see, you know.
I know. That fucking hair. Bastard. You bastard.
Come on.
Okay, let's go with another. In fact, the last 2 questions are both going to be closest wins it. All right.
Okay.
So, question 5: how many cars finished the race in both 1966 and 1996? So, how many cars saw the checkered flag in those 2 races?
In Monaco.
In Monaco. Who wants to go first?
Is it?
Tony can go first this time because I went first the last one.
So it's 19. So is this 2 questions or just 1?
No, it's 1 question. So in 1966 and 1996, the same amount of cars finished the race.
Right. Okay.
What was the number?
I think it was 12.
Okay. Mark?
So back then, you got points up to about 8th place or something like that. So I'm going to say about 8.
It was four.
What?
Four drivers finished the race in
Oh.
1996 and 1966. Tony, you've got to pull it out now, mate, on this last question because Mark's caught you up. You're level peg.
1 point Hamilton. 1 point Hamilton. That'll fuck me up. 4 cars finished.
So,
That's just unbelievable.
Right.
4 cars finished.
it's another closest 2 wins.
Okay.
Tony, you can go first. Oh, sorry, no, Mark will be going first on this one.
Yeah.
Mark will be going first on this one. Apologies. So at Monaco, turn 6 is the slowest corner in the entire calendar for F1. So what is the average speed that a driver goes around that corner at? In kilometers per hour.
In kilometers. Oh, God. In kilometers.
Or miles, either way.
Can I do miles per hour?
Yeah.
So I think the corner itself is the third one before the tunnel. So the chicane where they all really slow. And I'm going to say...
Is it? I thought it was the one where the kind of it's just a camber.
No, I think turn 6 is
Camber.
before... Turn 6 is before the tunnel.
It's the camber, isn't it?
No. So I'm going to say, I think it's 25 mile an hour.
Okay.
The one before
That'd
the
be
tunnel.
clever here, Tony.
Well, it might not be Tony. I might be wrong. So you go with whatever corner you think.
I just love this. This is amazing. Listeners, this is just fantastic. This is just so good. Sportsmanship, gamesmanship. It's just fucking...
No.
He's fucking with me.
If I lose to him, I'm retiring from the podcast now because I ain't fucking losing to that twat. Not a chance.
Okay, bullshit aside, right? It's that one where it's literally a turnpike where it goes like that, and they go very slow.
Okay.
But we're watching through a screen, and you said 24.
25.
You said 25. Ooh,
Yeah.
shit! Am I just giving it away there? Oh fucking hell! You're very close, I think, with 25. I think you're really close. I'm just trying to think 30 miles an hour in my car.
I don't think I'm close. I think it's faster. But can I just say, I love this quiz. Even though I got the first 2 wrong, these are really good questions.
All right.
Come on, Tone. Hurry up. You're on the clock here.
Oh, it's just going to bug me. It's going to really bug me.
You're bugging the listeners right now.
I know. You do realise
The
people are
listener
listening
right now screaming
Yeah.
the answer down the
People are listening,
speaker.
waiting for you to say. We haven't got all
Oh,
night.
hang on. It's just come in. Someone has just won an Alexa Bliss Funko in the time it's taken Tony to
We've reached 100 subscribers. Fucking hell.
It's now 2024, and he's still debating what is the slowest corner. Just say a number.
I'm going to go with what I said originally. I'm going to go 24.
Oh, fuck off.
But I'm honestly 50-50 here. I'm not really sure.
So Mark's
I'm
not
really
retiring,
not
Tony. I was really hoping I was going to be able to announce Mark's retirement just then. And you even said the exact speed.
Was it 30 mile an
You
hour?
You actually said, I'm trying to think what 30 miles per hour looks like on the TV. It looks exactly like that, does Tony. Exactly like that.
Read it and weep.
48 kilometers per hour, or just shy of 30 miles per hour. So, once again,
Scraped it. I'm not going to gloat because really I should have wiped the floor with him. And I'm disappointed in myself, listeners and viewers. But I still beat him. And I was at 50%. So
It's very close.
Tony, ram it.
I did enjoy that one.
Ram it. I enjoyed that because I won. Well done. I liked that a lot.
So,
Senna,
next race
1
this
point.
weekend. 2 back-to-back. So another podcast coming out next week as well. At Monaco, I don't really know what there is to discuss with Monaco. It's just meh.
Yeah. I think we can glaze over the race because unless I'm proven wrong again, it's going to be whoever finishes pole, barring a fuck up by Red Bull and they don't put tyres on the car. It's going to be a procession.
It usually is, isn't it? It's not normally for me with Monaco. It's your qualifying that's more interesting because that's where you get to see more. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do get some good drama there. I remember a couple of years ago when I'm sure it was at Monaco when Ricciardo was pretty much limping the car the entire race.
Yeah.
So you do get your drama, you do get your entertainment, but at the same time, it's not really a track for overtaking. If all goes smoothly and there's no accidents and stuff like that, even though you get most crashes stuff and at Monaco as well, it is pretty much wherever you start is where you finish. But
I think there'll be some crashes. Definitely think there'll be some crashes.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah.
There will be. In my head, I've got Leclerc. Because, well, like I said last week, he's never finished a race at home.
So is that your prediction? And we're going straight into predictions. Is that what you're predicting?
I don't know. So, you got anything you want to add about Monaco? Because I know you do like it. I'm not saying we don't, but it's not the most fun race to watch.
It's very prestigious, but like we've alluded to already, it is kind of street circuit. The cars are bigger now. It was hard to pass anyway, so I am really not expecting much. It's probably going to fall off the calendar because I think we're going to see a race where it's kind of past its due. Unfortunately. I mean, if you look at that prestigious, like they've done like a race weekend there, and they have antique cars and whatnot, and Leclerc crashed, and you can just see how far the sport's come, like how much bigger the cars have got, and quicker they've got. Like, I think there's gonna be crashes, yes, but I think it's just gonna be a procession with a few crashes.
It's going to be that race where everything's going to happen around a safety car.
Yeah,
it really is. That's where
it'll be. Whoever
one person goes.
Quali is the event. Quali is the main event.
And then who times the pit stop right if the safety car comes out, and who's near the pits at the time. It'll be strategy.
It's more strategy and stuff like that rather than driving capability really at Monaco. So you know what, it could be interesting. I don't always enjoy it, but it could be a good one.
It'd be nice if it rains. That would probably spice it up a little bit, but it's about 78 laps aboard a minute, so it's not our favourite, but hey, we could be wrong. It could be a very good race. So
absolutely, we could be coming on next week going, wow, I've actually got even more notes and this is going to go on for even longer than the last one. But so we mentioned the prediction, so I think the usual rule is host goes first. So here we go. So I've got Max for the win.
Okay.
He's one of the fastest drivers out there. He's going to do well in quali, and if it's that kind of Monaco race where it starts and ends in the same kind of position, then I'd have to put my money on Max. Perez in second.
Okay.
And Hamilton in third.
Okay.
And again, I'm putting that down to qualifying positions as well. I think Hamilton's going to have a good race, and now that he's really eager for it. I think what happened in last week's race has just boosted him, and we saw it on the track. That's the old school kind of Hamilton where he something goes wrong at the beginning, he ends up at the back, and he fights his way back into a position like 6 or 5 or I think he could be back, but this will be the one to tell us.
Yep, definitely.
So, that's me. Who's next?
Do you want me to go, or do you want to go, Tom?
I went second last week, so I'm going to go first next week. So
okay, so
it's a fair shot.
I have gone for Verstappen to win.
Okay.
I have gone Hamilton second.
Oh, I really wanted to put Hamilton second, but then I was like, it's got to be a Red Bull. But
my thinking is, I think Hamilton is better at Monaco than Perez.
I know.
And I think that, like you say, the Mercedes looks better. It's now not, it won't pop us at Monaco because they've dialed that out. So you don't go fast enough for it to do that. Like you say, we've got some slow corners. I think now they've got on top of the car, I think we might see a big step. And I've just, like I say, my predictions last week were so wrong. So who knows? And I've gone Perez third. I was tossing it up between Perez or Leclerc, but as you said in last week, I think Leclerc hasn't finished, has he, at Monaco?
What you've predicted there was my first kind of prediction, but then I was just like, maybe it's too soon. And I was looking at the kind of stuff like Hamilton's got he's got a really good record at Monaco. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 off the top of my head that he's won there. Verstappen's only done it once. But then I just put it down to, Red Bull's got the faster car. If it goes into the quali kind of stuff, is that how it's going to be? But let's just see.
Yeah.
What about you, T-Dog?
I don't know. Really don't know. I've had so many thoughts about this. I always get to this point in the podcast and I have a plan, and then I'm like, I'm severely doubting myself. Like, so I have got 3 picks, but then I was thinking, I'm in front of you, Mark, so why don't I just pick exactly the same as what you picked? And then there's no point. Then there's no way that you can get front ahead of me.
You're not doing that. You are not doing that. Bullshit. Right. No, you're not doing that.
Why?
No. You show me that bit of paper where you've got it written down now. Or I'm texting your missus. And she'll tell me the truth. So
keep speaking, Mark, because it's only making me do more.
Oh, listeners, I am raging. Right.
And I'm surprised at both your picks as well.
Right, down to yours.
One for Max.
Are you going for Max? What are you doing? Come on.
I've gone for pure entertainment, and this is what I did have written down. Number 1, Leclerc.
Ooh.
Number 2.
So no points for you then.
Number 2, Max.
Okay.
And I'm going to change my last one to 3rd, Hamilton.
What did you have?
Russell.
Okay.
But I've got a bit tactical there because I kind of fucked up this week and put Hamilton, and Russell got it. But would Hamilton have been there because of his pace? Maybe, maybe not. But he was that strong this week. I'm banking on Leclerc is going to nail it this weekend. And I've written this down as well as a last point. I think he needs to nail it. And if he's going to nail it, it's got to be this weekend, or this is kind of the first nail in the coffin for this season for him.
I 100% agree with you. I think he's got to end his duck somehow, sometime. And I think
what a time to do it.
It wasn't his fault last race, but he's had the crashes, he's had other things happen this season. Yeah, I think you're right.
But it could be an absolute shit or bust.
Is that turn his fact?
And once again, we're back to PG-13.
Yeah.
Also, it's also a nose piece showdown as well. I don't know if anybody's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Lewis has to get the nose piece out by practice or shit's going to go down.
I think it could be as far as we won't race. So you better get it out because, Otherwise,
we're
we're all
all
going
kind of
to
fucked now.
shit.
Mark is a little bit more fucked.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, Christ, I just laughed like Scooby-Doo then. But no, right. I think we're good then, guys, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely. Right. In that case, guys, again, big thanks to Andy and CookieCast. You can find all of our podcasts and videos and everything else like that on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere else you might stream your podcast from. You can also find us on YouTube. Just remember that when you go on YouTube to, do the like and subscribe thing and see if you can get yourself an Alexa Bliss Funko. I've had a quick look at the real Alexa Bliss. She's pretty tidy. And I've kind of hope that my wife's never going to listen to this episode of Straight to the Apex.
On that note, can we just say we had some really good feedback last week about our listening numbers. So just a big thank you to everyone that's listening to us.
Yes.
Spread the word, because we seem to be doing stuff right. So thank you to you guys, definitely.
Yeah, keep them numbers coming up, guys. As well as that, you can find us as well as in the three of us on Straight to the Apex on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter. Wow, you can tell I'm getting tired now. But yeah, remember, guys, find us wherever you can. Click like, click subscribe, and everything else like that. And we'll speak to you soon. See you in a bit, guys.
Yep. See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So there you go. What do you think of that? A bumper episode of Straight to the Apex. Thank you to the boys, James, Mark and Tony, for doing another fantastic episode of the podcast. Thank you to you for listening along. If I can just trouble you for 1 second, if you could like, share, subscribe and comment, if you haven't already, that would be amazing. Please do consider leaving us a review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to check out our website, thecookiecast.com has got social media links and a button where you can email us and let us know how much you love this podcast. That's it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye. I'll see you then.